so bad. It's good!
God damn it!
There are plenty of bad films out there.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Too many, really.
Too bad you will die.
Really awful. Insultingly.
Oh my God!
Irredeemably.
I don't like sand.
Bewilderingly
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
terrible films out there.
It means I'll go fuck yourself.
But sometimes a film is so terrible, it somehow transcends and becomes something remarkable in its own right. This can be achieved with bizarre design choices, bad special effects, bad dialogue,
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name.
or terrible acting.
Oh my God!
In rare occasions, it is untempered ego from the director of the movie, as in the case of arguably the most overlooked so bad it's good film, Kevin Costner's The Postman.
Ride, postman! Ride! You hear me?
But does it go both ways? Is it possible for a film to be so good that it's bad? What would that even look like? In an attempt to answer the question, let us zoom in on one film which received critical and popular praise upon its release, but whose greatness seems to have faded with time. Let's look at Ridley Scott's Gladiator. Gladiator came out in 2000. It introduced both Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix to the world en masse, revolutionized how effects are used in film, and swept the awards circuit, picking up the Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role and Best Picture along the way. At the time of writing this, Gladiator is ranked on IMDb as the 37th best film ever made. But search Google for the best films from the year 2000, and you will find list after list which doesn't even mention it, instead opting for contemporaries like Memento, In the Mood for Love, Beau Travail, Almost Famous, Requiem for a Dream, High Fidelity, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Yi Yi. 2000 was a great year for film. Was Gladiator really the best? And if so, why is it not still? Is it so good, it's actually bad? Gladiator does just about everything right. The design is impeccable, the production is immersive, and the performances across the board are great. Russell Crowe is completely engrossing as the archetypal hero, the Spaniard?
Spaniard.
Easily selling dialogue, which is often ham-fisted and over the top.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
And Joaquin Phoenix is so good as the villain Commodus that he is difficult to watch.
Am I not merciful?
It's a cringe-inducing performance on the level of Michael Scott without the levity. The rest of the supporting cast is littered with adept and seasoned actors capable of finding high emotional beats and musicality in the dialogue.
It rises up like a storm, as if you were the thunder god himself.
It would seem that everything is in place to make a timeless masterpiece. But upon rewatching, the film feels unable to transcend its own cliches and tedium. So what's going on here? In order to understand Gladiator's shortcomings, we must learn a little about melodrama. At its most basic, melodrama involves archetypal characters and usually involves a hero who is good and virtuous, losing everything, battling against seemingly insurmountable odds in order to best a villain who is bad. During this struggle, the hero is transformed or reaches some form of revelation. The most common form of melodrama on film is the action movie. Action movies, however, often fall flat as melodramas, with a few notable exceptions, due to a lack of emotional substance. The internal battles of virtues against vices at the heart of melodrama are transformed into physical altercations for survival or dominance. Take a film like Predator. It's got the melodrama framework, but despite being awesome, it doesn't have emotional resonance. It doesn't challenge the audience to change. However, in 12 Angry Men, juror number 8's victory is a victory for the virtue of justice over ignorance, prejudice, and privilege, a message which has profound power in the society of the time and still today. Gladiator, despite 2.5 hours of trying, comes off being more like Predator than 12 Angry Men. Maximus's victory is not a triumph of virtue. His virtues, bravery, chivalry, loyalty, chastity, are never challenged. The character goes from general to slave, to gladiator, to champion, to, briefly, Caesar, to dead. His state changes, but the character remains the same. His struggle is purely physical. And since we know from the first scene of the film that he is a more than capable fighter and leader of men, it comes as no surprise when he bests Commodus. Gladiator has nothing to teach us about the human condition. It is a series of grand spectacles masking broad and lackluster themes. It fails, or rather barely succeeds, as a melodrama for this very reason. And it barely succeeds as an action film because it often moves at a psychological drama's pace and has very little real stakes. There is also not a single moment of levity in the entire film. So is Gladiator so good it's bad? I think so. The important distinction, though, is that it is so good it's bad, not so great it's bad. It is technically impressive, yet feels soulless, like it was built rather than created. It toes the line of being artsy, but not deep, innovative, but not daring, virtuosic, but passionless. The thing that Gladiator excels at is being mediocre. In a way, it is the ultimate mediocre film, and mediocrity is art's greatest enemy.
Are you not entertained? Are you not?
Thank you for watching Film for Thought. Do you think that a film can be so good it's bad? Do you think Gladiator is so good it's bad? Or do you love Gladiator? Do you think Gladiator is the 37th best film ever made? Let us know in the comments. And if you like what we do, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and stay tuned. We've got more coming.